We are in a race against time. We have to build cities, we need them. We need a wave of innovation, not only for our way of life, but also for the planet. The consequences would be enormous if we lose this battle. I'm Thomas Getz, executive editor at Wired magazine. At Wired, we look at the innovators and innovations that are changing our world. In the next hour, we'll see 3 stories from acclaimed filmmakers about the future of energy. We'll explore cutting-edge innovations in how we drive, how we live, and in our first story, how we fuel our cars. They are all ideas that promise to shape the path to the world of 2050. Right now, the world has close to 1 billion cars, and we might double that number by 2050. If we double the number of vehicles, we will greatly increase the amount of fuel they consume, which will have a significant footprint in terms of our demand for resources. We're pulling up carbon stored underground, burning it in our automobiles, and releasing all that carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. If we don't reduce that, we could have irreversible changes in the climate. One vision for the future of transportation is that we will use more liquid fuels. Another is that we will use more electricity. Currently, more industrial activity is focused on liquid biofuels. Fuel is unparalleled on a weight basis in terms of energy. Even if batteries develop as hoped, they won't power large trucks or electrify airplanes. We will need transportation fuels to replace petroleum-based fuels. Commercial production of ethanol as fuel began in Brazil in 1975. Initially, the goal was not to reduce emissions but to avoid buying oil after the first oil shock. Brazil's climate is ideal for growing sugarcane, which can be used to produce ethanol. My family has been in the sugarcane business since 1955. 30 years ago, I saw an opportunity to produce more ethanol, and now we produce 120,000 cubic meters of ethanol. Brazil has around 400 sugar mills today, generating 30 billion USD in sales. They have an efficient process, grinding the plant, extracting sugar, fermenting it to produce ethanol, and using the plant residue to generate heat and electricity. This process reduces carbon dioxide emissions. However, Brazil cannot supply the whole world with ethanol without impacting food production and natural areas like the Amazon. The challenge is limited arable land, and growing fuel for gas tanks adds to that demand. In the US, producing ethanol from corn yields about the same energy as the input energy, meaning we don't gain much. We need better processes. We can engineer plants and yeast to be more efficient. This innovation is crucial for sustainable biofuels. Brazil's sugarcane to ethanol process is efficient, yielding about 7 times the energy invested. In contrast, the US corn process does not provide a net gain in energy. Engineering more efficient plants and yeast is essential for sustainable biofuels. For centuries, we've used yeast to produce wine and beer. Now we engineer yeast to produce fuel, drugs, or chemicals, a field known as synthetic biology. My lab engineered yeast to produce an anti-malarial drug, artemisinin, at a reduced cost, demonstrating the potential of engineered microbes for fuel production. The challenge is extracting glucose from biomass like switchgrass, a native grass that grows on marginal lands. Pre-treatment processes extract glucose, which engineered yeast then converts to hydrocarbons. This process, from test tube to million-gallon tank, takes time, but we hope to apply these discoveries by the end of the decade. 3D maps will help people navigate efficiently. As demand for cars increases, fuel consumption will triple by 2050. To keep pace, we need radical changes in driving habits. The automobile changed society, but congestion reduces quality of life and fuel efficiency. Americans spend nearly 300 hours a year in their cars, with significant financial and personal inefficiencies caused by traffic. Maps of the future will help drivers choose routes that use less fuel and are safer. Nokia's location and commerce unit develops digital mapping with LiDAR, sonar, and 360-degree video, collecting data to create 3D maps. These maps will integrate traffic information for efficient routing. Autonomous vehicle technology can improve road efficiency by removing human errors like speeding and unsafe lane changes. Scania, a Swedish trucking company, tests autonomous trucks that communicate with each other and infrastructure, drastically reducing fuel consumption. Technologies like platooning, where trucks travel closely to reduce air drag, can save substantial energy and money. Autonomous vehicles may not dominate soon, but these technologies are already influencing our lives. Future systems will make driving safer, more efficient, and less costly, integrating cars into a larger ecosystem for smarter mobility. Next, we explore changing how we build and live in cities. We'll visit the United Arab Emirates to see a city rising out of the desert, promising a sustainable future. From ancient dreams of utopia to modern innovations, cities like Masdar and Abu Dhabi aim to redefine urban living. Designed to be carbon neutral and pedestrian friendly, Masdar relies on renewable energies and efficient design. Mazda City's transportation is underground, leaving streets free of cars and resembling medieval cities. Design elements like channeling cooling breezes and shading glass significantly reduce energy needs. For example, the air temperature in Masdar is lower than in downtown Abu Dhabi, showing the impact of thoughtful design. Masdar's walls are made from desert sand, and roof panels provide shade and generate electricity. This city represents a shift towards sustainable values, even in regions with abundant oil. The United Arab Emirates has abundant oil, but Masdar seeks renewable energy alternatives for a sustainable future. The Scenarios team, with experts in various fields, models future energy demands and city developments. They aim to bridge the gap between rising demand and limited supply. Decisions made now will have long-term impacts. The UAE has vast oil reserves, but Masdar's vision is to rely on renewable energy sources. Building a sustainable future involves innovative solutions like 3D digital maps, autonomous vehicles, and renewable energy cities. These technologies promise to improve efficiency, reduce emissions, and create a harmonious balance with nature. The race against time continues, but with innovation and determination, we can shape a better world for future generations.